Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Your Mr. Lex. I always say to stay subscribed to the channel just in case you're not subscribed. So guys, today I'm going to give you 10 tips of the things I think you should know when it comes to your kitchen business. Cooking alone can be stressful. It's only wise enough to find a solution to go around how we're going to be cooking, when it's time for us to cook, when it's time for us to prep, or because you want to cook, you don't want to stress yourself. I'm here to give you guys 10 tips that's going to help you in your kitchen business. Are you ready? Then let's go. So number one on my list is to create a meal timetable. Even if you're living alone, guys, we all face this issue of what to cook every day of the week. So I made a very detailed video on how to set your meal timetable just to make your cooking very, very easy. As a woman, as a man, whatever gender it is at this point doesn't matter, okay? In as much as you cook, in as much as you go into that kitchen to prepare what to eat, it is applicable to you. Creating a meal timetable not only helps to reduce how you rack your brain when you want to cook, it also helps you to have varieties of food. So the second point is to plan your meal according to the seasonal produce. Let's take for instance that what you have on your meal timetable is beans and corn. You can't just cook the beans alone. If you're not adding the corn, that means you're not properly following the meal timetable. So you want to plan your meal according to the seasonal produce. When you do this, you are able to save money when you plan your meals according to seasonal produce. We don't want to be spending excessively. We want to plan our meal smartly and wisely. Number 3 on my list is don't cook your pasta before preparing your sauce. I discovered this myself. So there was a day I wanted to prepare pasta and I prepared the pasta before I made the sauce. So after preparing the pasta, I discovered that the pasta was too foggy and is already sticking to each other. When I finished preparing the sauce, I discovered that it was not really pastry like that again. Okay, so when you want to cook your pasta, especially when you are doing like white pasta and sauce separately, you want to go ahead and cook your sauce first before you cook your pasta. I know what I'm saying by this. Unless you're going to cook the two at the same time. Maybe once you put your pasta on fire, you want to start preparing your sauce at the same time. Or if you're using just a burner, go ahead and prepare your sauce first before you cook your pasta to avoid it being soggy and sticky. Yep. Do it and thank me later. So this story is going to lead me to my point number 4. I think I can boldly agree that I love plantain a little bit too much. I don't know why. Like literally, if there's a plantain on the tree, when it starts growing, I would know. When it is ripe enough to harvest, I will know. If I can't take a cutlass to pluck it myself, I'm definitely going to call the person that's going to pluck it. I always watch plantain trees grow. Plantain does not spoil whenever I'm around. It was a day that I was so busy. I was doing house chores here and there. My dad brought me plantain. Like, he went ahead and bought plantain. He bought the plantain and he presented the plantain to me as a gift. Like, everybody knows I'm a plantain lover, like just like a monkey. I don't care whatever you fry it with. Either you fry it with palm oil or you fry it with vegetable oil or coconut oil. Whatever you fry it with, I'm going to eat it. My fellow plantain lovers, this goes to us. Make sure that you cook your main meal before you fry your plantain. Don't fry your plantain before you cook your rice. You're cooking the food for not only yourself, you're cooking the food for the whole family, right? And now you finish frying the plantain before the food is ready. Now tell me, how, as a plantain lover, how are you not going to finish like 80% of the plantain before the food is ready? Remaining 20% of the plantain you're going to be sharing with your family members. Is that not cheating? Rachel, is that not cheating? Cynthia, is that not cheating? You're cheating your family members just because you're the one that you're cooking today. You're still going to take out of that plantain. Have you not take? You take after eating like 80% of the plantain just because you're the one cooking the meal. It's not fair enough. So which leads me to number 5 of the smart tips that I think you should know. Number 5 on my list is to taste as you go. So you want to season your meals regularly to make sure that all the flavors are well balanced. So to my fellow food and nutrition students back then in secondary school, here is my experience, okay? So during my secondary school days, I think I was in SS2 or SS3 then, I was doing those external exams and they were telling us that the person supervising us during our practical was particularly telling us that we should not taste the meal. Why she said that, I don't know, but I'm like, how will I cook a food that I'm not going to taste? I have to taste the food that I'm cooking. I will know the amount of salt, the amount of seasoning cubes, the flavors I'm gathering. I'm building a flavor here. I need to taste it to make sure that all the flavors are balanced, okay? So why she's not saying don't taste the flavor, I think I cheated then. Yeah, because I needed to taste what I'm cooking for this, but I tested it. I said don't taste. Anytime she carries her eyes like this, I'll taste it. I need to taste and see how it is. I don't know how you cook and you don't know the taste, you just cook. I think what they're trying to do back then is to make us cultivate the habit of measurement. You know, a cup of rice to half teaspoon of salt and this and that. Maybe that was what they were trying to cultivate then. I don't know. But how will you cook your food without tasting it? Even if you used cup measurement to measure your meal or whatever it is you're doing, you still have to taste it to know what the content is all about. I don't know how that went out, but I tasted mine and it came out great. Okay, so my advice to you is to taste as you go, to make sure that all the flavors are balanced. I don't want to see that your Maggi is too much and then the salt is low, and you want to make sure that everything is balanced. Which brings me to the next point, which is prep all your ingredients in advance before you start cooking. When I'm making a cooking video, I used to make recipes for you guys. I always prep all my ingredients because I have to show you guys what I'm cooking at a specific time. So I'm going to prep my onions, my ginger, my everything. I will prep everything. Now trust me, when I'm cooking this food and showing you guys how to make this, how to make that, I'm going to prep everything. So I'll just be adding it. There's no need for me to put off the gas and start prepping something. No, I prep everything before turning on the camera. So there's this experience I had recently, and I'm like, you know what, this is where prepping before cooking your meal is important. So I wanted to prepare fresh garlic. I didn't start preparing my fresh garlic until my onions were already frying. The onions became dark. I added pepper, it was already frying, and my pepper got burnt before I could finish prepping my ginger. So I wanted to use a fresh ginger. So before I say let me quickly prep my fresh ginger and add to my stew as I'm frying and all, the stew has already become dark. So it became so bitter, and yeah, that is lack of prepping on time. So you want to make sure that you don't repeat that same mistake. Make sure to prep everything you want to do before you start cooking. It makes your cooking very, very easy and very, very fast. Okay, cooking itself is hard work. So the only thing I think is wise enough for us to do is to make use of the smart cooking tips to make everything as easy as possible. When you're not properly planning, you're not properly prepping, you might find it all over the place. Yeah. So it brings me to the next point, which is be organized. In one way or another, at one point or another, we have been a victim of not being organized, and our not being organized has made us to be a more organized person, just to make our life more easier and simple. Label your foodstuff. If this is beans, label the plastic. This is beans. Rice, label. And most especially your baking powder, your baking soda, your sugar, your salt, your detergent, all of those things, they really look alike. So you want to label your salt, your sugar, your baking powder, your baking soda. Make sure you label all of them one after the other. Put labels on them, that even if you have a visitor come into your house, the person does not need to start asking you that, oh, is this baking soda? Is this baking powder? What is this? Is this sugar? Is this vinegar? Is this water? Label your vinegar. If the bottle is not speaking vinegar, then you need to find maybe a sticker to let people know that, okay, this is vinegar. Let them not put vinegar thinking that they put water into their food, to prevent those very hazardous incidents in the kitchen. And make sure to label all your things. And when it comes to kitchen equipment, all this kitchen equipment, they just find themselves disappearing out of the kitchen. I don't know how they waka. Maybe because of how we use them and we don't really take care of them. We're not being organized with how we take care of all the kitchen utensils. Let's say a spoon, the spoon we used to eat. You just see that you have 2 dozens of spoon. Before you know it, it's remaining 1 dozen. Before you know it, it's remaining 6 pieces of spoon. Before you know it, it's remaining 3. And then like, oh my god, after the stress of cooking your meal in the kitchen and you want to sit down and eat that delicious delicacy you just prepared, you're looking for spoon. BC, who took the spoon? Oh, who took the spoon? I can't find any spoon in the kitchen. Oh no, it's inside the basket. Check the basket very well. And you're checking the basket. Man, I can't find this spoon. I'm only saying knife. I'm saying fork. I need spoon. I want to take pap. Can you use fork to take pap? Maybe you do, but like you can't find spoon when you need them. That is stress on it all. Now you want to sit down and eat in peace. You can't find spoon. You can't find fork. What are we now saying? It boils down to be organized. So which brings me to the next point, which is do not add too much water when you are making jollof rice. I know that you want to go and Netflix, you want to go and watch film, you want to go and do all the things you want to do. Just add water at once. All the flavors you've been building, all the flavors you've been frying and steaming and doing all those chore from the beginning. And when after pouring the rice, you add, just pour water, because you don't want to be coming every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes to check on the rice. And then you spoiled all the flavors you have built. So when you're cooking jollof rice, you want to add your water systematically. You add your water gradually. You don't just pour the water. I'm like, what? Pour the water, boom. The food be cooking. Why is your own jollof rice not standing one after the other? Why is your jollof rice not sticking together? Why is it not swallowing water? Because you made it swallow water. Stir it up, add a little bit of water, make sure you taste as you go. That is where the tips of tasting as you go comes in. You want to taste the food as you go to make sure that seasoning is enough, the sugar the seasoning is enough, curry and whatnot is enough, pepper is enough. You have the color pepper reddish kind of jollof rice that you always like. Make sure that you cook your jollof rice systematically. Do not rush, because if you don't rush, you're gonna see the results cooked and it will be very, very delicious. Okay, yeah, which brings me to the last point, which is always have fun while you cook. I don't know why a lot of people are either by them forcing you to go and cook, or it's by you going there willingly to do the thing yourself, or maybe you're stressed and you just want to have something to eat. Okay, you don't want to be angry and you're cooking your favorite food. You don't want to be sad and cooking. You want to cook the food and be happy. Always have fun when you cook. When you cook, play some music. Carry your MP3, play good music, start listening to worship music. Or you want to make sure that it's fun for, okay? Just like I'm smiling delicious. You don't want to be frowning your face and you're cooking. And the people that want to eat the food will be like, oh, why are you frowning? In as much as you are able to carry yourself and find yourself in the kitchen that you want to cook and you're saying like, oh, I am cooking, oh, make sure it is fun for. Make sure you're having fun while you are cooking. Okay, so that will be all for today. I would love nothing for you to start trying out the smart cooking tips I've just mentioned, and that is why I have brought this 10 smart cooking tips. It's going to help your cooking business moving forward. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay guys, let's get this channel to 1,000 subscribers and 2,000 and 10,000 and 20,000 subscribers. See me next time. Bye.